we've got head coach Pat Noonan. If you're on the Zoom, please use the raise hand function, and we'll call on you after we get to the in-person questions. Coach, we'll just start with your thoughts on the 2-2 draw today.
Certainly disappointing under the circumstances with, conceding late. Overall, it was, I think, an average performance. The first half was sloppy, just technically poor passing, decision-making led to unnecessary transition moments, and I think we cleaned that up in the second half. Certainly good response after going down a goal and getting the lead, but we didn't manage that last goal that we conceded very well, and didn't have enough there at the end with the final push. So, overall disappointing.
We'll start with Laurel.
Having the two losses before this, and just it seems like there's been a lot of feeling, just like that you haven't seen what you really think this team is capable of this year. What do you think you guys need to do to kind of get out of this funk? Tonight is different circumstances. We were, some guys were challenged by playing out of position. I think for the most part, guys handled those responsibilities in a pretty good way, but you could see, just the rhythm off at times with decisions. I think we got away from some of the things that we kind of prepared that could have allowed us to move up the field in a better way, more consistently. But we got to continue to work in training, and we have plenty of time to do that to improve and find a better rhythm and overall just better, more consistent play. I understand Miles was sick. Is that right?
Correct.
At what point did you find out he wasn't going to be available, and then how did that impact your game plan going into today?
This morning, we had plenty of time to make adjustments, but it was around 9 o'clock that we knew he wasn't going to go. And then with Nick, it was, there was still uncertainty because while he's started to accumulate some minutes, he's, still physically a little bit off. So we were unsure of starting him or maybe bringing him off the bench. We decided to start the game that way, and he battled, and you could see some of the good, some of the challenging moments just with the fitness. So. But, like I said, guys had to sacrifice today based on personnel that we didn't have and just try to help the team. And I think guys certainly were willing to do that.
We'll go to Carter now.
Pat, you mentioned the own goal at the end. You didn't handle it the way you were hoping for. What would you have liked to see differently in the build-up? And then, I'm sure Elvis doesn't mean to, but
no, our defensive organization wasn't good, and our recognition of some of their positioning ahead of the ball, we didn't recognize. It was just too easy for them to get the ball into the box.
Is that the byproduct of having those guys sacrifice and maybe not having the
No,
okay.
No, it was just poor organization on the play.
And then on Evander had the 2 goals pretty quick succession. Do you feel like he's starting to find his role in the group a little more solidly and taking control in the way he did?
He's been pretty consistent for games now. I think you see the impact that he has with making plays. There was a couple, I think, forced moments in the second half when we're trying to find a goal. I think our entire group can be more patient and play in a more simple way, and we can still be very effective. But he does a good job, certainly on the second goal. First goal, I haven't seen the replay back, but we get a little fortunate with the deflection. But he's consistently in positions to make plays and certainly helping us with his production.
We'll go to Justin now.
Yeah, Pat. Brad Smith's debut game with the club. What did you think of his performance, and what have you seen from him since joining the club?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It's he's been here and trained for a week, so thought maybe the way we were getting into the final third, we could utilize one of his strengths of his wide delivery, and I think you could see in moments either the cross in front of goal wasn't there, or just maybe the understanding of his teammates and runs. I'll have to look back to see a couple of those plays, how we were moving in the box to give him more options or clearer options. But physically, I was pretty impressed with the 30 minutes under the circumstances of how long he's been here and how long he's been off. So I thought he battled in a good way.
We'll go to Damon here.
Sorry. Coach, despite the 2 goals from Evander today, the offense hasn't really produced the way many thought it would. Obviously, the club spent a lot of money in the offseason to upgrade and improve that. Is there any frustration with how things are going so far?
No, we'll be fine.
And obviously, you talked about Nick a little bit earlier. He had a huge reaction when his name was announced. When he made good plays, the crowd was loving it. How nice is it having him kind of back in the squad?
Yeah, he's another important piece. Vocal leader, it's something that we've been missing, that leadership and the communication along our back line at times. And, he's been, consistent with having a presence in that way. And now it's just continuing to get him, training sessions, game minutes, playing in bigger spaces. That's what he has been limited with. But, you could see the impact that he has with this fan base. So it was a nice reaction to his name being called. So it's good to see him out there again.
We'll go one last one on the Zoom. We'll go to Christian Marias. Christian, you can go ahead.
Thank you. So, Coach, for Mr. Fern, the team didn't win today, but again, Evander was fundamental to the result. He is being one of the best players you have worked with so far, and do you believe that he would have the potential to be in the Brazilian national team? Thank you.
Can't hear.
Question was about Evander was one of the best players on the field today and been one of your best players so far this season. What did you think of his performance, and do you think that he's got the quality to maybe be called into the Brazilian national team?
He's a very strong player. We saw that, with how he takes the second goal and in different moments with being able to get out of pressure, draw fouls in and around goal. He's just got a real smooth way about how he finds space for himself and his teammates. So he's been certainly impactful as far as the national team. Brazil's a pretty good national team, and I don't know where he fits in that conversation, but it would certainly be neat if he ever had that opportunity.
Pat, thank you very much.
Thank you.